What's happening across the world, it's crazy. With Trump's tariffs, the impact has been high, 100%. I'm going to make a separate video on what impact the US market stock crash has. Of course, it does have a ripple effect. Similarly, right next to it, the abolishment of the non domicile tax law. It's huge. This is bigger than COVID, guys. Billionaires like Lakshmi Mittal are considering, of course, they've got investments in a chalet in Switzerland, of course, investments across India. But recently, he's been making a lot of investments in Dubai. So people are looking for tax havens. And one of their top options in the list is definitely Dubai for multiple reasons. But today's video is different. Again, this is sort of Emaar and Damac clash, but more of what stays constant. Okay, there are a lot of variable factors, but what stays constant? Every investor has different investment options ready of stocks, crypto, real estate, currency. Currency itself is a big game. So a lot of people, when there was the dirham is pegged to the dollar, so they're studying the currency value. Like if the currency value dips, okay, a lot of investors from India, again, big investments coming in. So different investments. But there are few products in the market that are recession proof. Now, let's suppose 70% of the, okay, it's scary. There's so many launches, and you'll see I've sort of slowed down on YouTube because I'm just studying the market, right? I don't like talking about every product in the market. I like working on unique investments. So I like working on products that, see, I was born and raised in Dubai. I've lived here all my life. I've been doing this business for the last 15 years. I'm not here to make a quick buck. I understand today in the market there are 300,000 agents. 10% of the population are agents. But see, once the markets are fixed, they can go back to their country, right? But me, this is my home. Okay, I'm second generation. My kids are third generation Dubai. This is my home. So I cannot sell a silly product. My investors have to make profits. So that's why I study these unique investments that will keep you safe. Like I've had products, even during COVID, the price did not fluctuate, right? Because of unique investments. So today we're going to discuss a similar case. It is a semi-detached townhouse. Okay, let's call it SDTH versus an independent villa. Why semi-detached townhouses are such a strong investment is because if you study the floor plan of any semi-detached, okay, so the objective, of course, there are two products hitting the market in this week. Okay, one is in Damac Islands. Now, I didn't speak about Damac Islands or Damac Riverside because of a few reasons. For example, I made this very controversial video a few years ago about Shobha Heartland, where I was very upset about these renderings, right? There was this lagoon and between Shobha Heartland and Riviera, and again, the depth and the width of it didn't make sense to me. And I'm still waiting for it. It never happened till now. So when, let's say, a Waves or a Crest was launched, the ad showed a family walking on the beach. But imagine when it's being handed over and that doesn't happen, it is a distress for me. And so similarly, there was a product like Bliss that launched in Arabian Ranches 3. I did not like that water body. So I study. So sometimes, and the biggest turnoff is probably apartment with a private pool. It just does not work. These products do not work. I don't know how people sell it, but it's just a tub, and it actually kills the purpose of a balcony. And then, see, right now it's really hot outside. We're touching 35 degrees outside. So I'm not going to sit in my tub. So, anyway, point is coming back to townhouses and independent villas. Okay, so this is how a semi-detached townhouse would look like, and this is probably how an independent villa looks like. Sometimes, in fact, most of the times, this is not a functional space, this area. So most floor plans, so recently, for example, there was a launch Wilds by Alda. It was at around 5.8 million, an independent villa, but the bathrooms are not en suite. So when I try and sell it to an audience, let's suppose I want my 5.8 million product to hit 8, 9, maybe even 10 million. A 10 million audience would want an ensuite bathroom. Similarly, these two patches, in most cases are around 2 meters. And then yes, this space is really nice. It's usable, it's functional. People can keep a pool, they can use the space. It depends on how they want to use it. But independent villas right now in Dubai have become quite expensive. You know, we're looking at 15 million plus 10 million plus for a good, a nice independent villa in a really nice community. But what about the people between that 5 to 10 million bracket, right? Where do they go? A townhouse, which is say around 3 to 5 million, is around the 3,000 square, not sorry, not in 3,000, sorry, 2,000 square foot. And it's not exactly functional. Now, what's the difference between, let's say, an Emaar and a Damac? Okay, let's say this is Emaar and this is Damac. Is that this distance will be around 5.5 meters. That's a really good distance. If you consider it between the next villa as well, you're looking at close to 10 meter distance. For me, that's equivalent to an independent. So semi-detached villas, how it works, let's say in a community, how it will work is there are 2 corner units. So 550 meter distance, 550 meter distance, and then there's another gap. So everything are end units, you know, this is space, right? Now, the difference between Emaar and Damac is that this is 550 meters, it'll be probably around 3 meters. 3 meters is also not bad. I mean, you could play some cricket, throw a ball, badminton, you know, it's functional. 2 meters makes it really narrow. It just makes it like for one person to walk around, you know. So, that being said, this was the reason why I did not speak about Damac Islands a lot, was that there is a problem. So where I came across that 75 to 80% products in the market do not make sense is that there's a situation, cookie cutter properties. Okay, this is with apartments and villas, houses. If in a community, my house and every other house looks the same, there is a problem. Okay, so if there are 7,000 houses and all of them look the same, it's stressful for me to liquidate that property unless it depends on time and price per square foot. Okay, so yes, if I invest at the lowest price per square foot in the market, again, that's a buffer, that's insurance, and timing. If I'm in the first launch, first phase, in some cases with Damac, that doesn't make much of a difference because they don't actually increase the price a lot. Now, for example, in Emaar, so this is new launch Riviera, they're launching it at 4.8, let's say to 5 million dirhams. And previously this product was Avina, which is selling between 3.8 and 4.2. So they increased the prices, so investors always make a profit. For example, Dubai Creek Harbour, maybe the recent launch does not make sense to me, but I respect Emaar for it because they've made the price 3,000 dirham per square foot. So the people who bought products like Creek Waters, they are now able to sell at a profit, you know. So, and that is why Emaar has become the biggest brand in the last 25 years. The investors have always made a profit. I'm not saying you cannot make profit with Damac. I'm just giving you the differences between Emaar and Damac in this video. Okay. So, but these properties of Damac, why they're interesting is that amongst, let's say, 5,500 houses, there are only 80 houses that face the park. So it makes it a very unique investment because that's another big issue people are facing. There's not a lot of privacy. So if I have a house facing the park, semi-detached, nice floor plan, and the size is around 3,300 square foot. So that's again another thing with independent villas. The size is around 3,300 to 3,500 square foot. It's definitely a very strong product. Now, if we do case studies with, let's say, previous products, we could do actually a case study on two things. So one is so there's June. I love June. I keep talking about June a lot, you know. Like, so, you know, again, in Arabian Ranches Stay, it's not like Bliss. Again, people did make profit, but I didn't sell Bliss. I was focused more on June and Kaya. Sun, June and Kaya. That's the products that I sold the most in Arabian Ranches 3. Sun, I explained that I don't like the floor plan, but you will make profit. Okay. June and Kaya, was very bullish about June and Kaya. So June, okay, you invested at around 2.6. You paid around 1.8 million to its handover. Today, your stock price is at 5.5 to 5.8 million. And this, everyone who's invested in June, knows that the product value will go towards 7 million dirhams, right? What's interesting is that right now the rentals of June are at around 340,000. So it's a win-win whether you want to keep it for rent, whether you want to sell it. If you sell it, you make around what 100% clean ROI, can go higher, and if you rent it clean, about 10% return on investment. Now, club villas in Dubai Hills. Why I'm comparing June and club villas is June is recently being handed over, and club villas is a mature Emaar community. It's for you to understand the sort of time mapping of your investment, like the trajectory of your investment. So, club villas again sold at around 3 million rooms. Today, they're trading at around 8 million plus. You might find ads going all the way up to 13 million. That's probably the most expensive club villa sold. A 3-bed is going at around 500,000 rooms. It can go higher. Of course, as the community matures, as the supply reduces, as the number of established end users increase, that's when your value increases. So this we're talking about a trajectory from 2017, and this we're talking about a trajectory from 2021. So that's the difference. But either which ways, it's an extremely stable investment. So I'm very excited about both these opportunities. Riviera by Emaar, like if we study the floor plan, I know most developers show all of these. See, I'm not gonna, I've been so turned off by amenities. Every developer comes at saying I've got 40 plus amenities. These amenities are tiny amenities, they're just projected and marketed. So I'm not going to talk a lot about amenities. It's a nice thing to have, but that's not your investment security in case against any market, right? This is interesting. I love this part. This part is fantastic. This is what secures your investment. 250,000 square meter park. This is predominantly Dubai Hills. Two things. One is the 160,000 square meter park. And of course, the Dubai Hills Mall, school, hospital, that will definitely come in the case of Valley as well. But this is your insurance. Okay, this is what secures your investment against any market. Okay, then this. Now, if you see the floor plan, these are the points. Double-heighted entry foyer. There are no products in the market with a double height. Very few, very, very limited products with a double-heighted entry foyer. It's very new launches and very premium products, right? This is nothing exciting. 550 square foot living is decent, okay? But for me, this is the game changer. I'll tell you two things. One, again, okay, of course, ensuite bathroom. This is fantastic, This area, for me, this is functional space. I always imagine, okay, when my buyer comes to see the property, will he be able to enjoy the property? Now, if you observe the floor plan, all are ensuite, decent sizes, the balconies, the bedrooms, the walk-in wardrobe, good, well spaced. Now, if you ask me about the oversupply in the market, it's not for products like these. It's the mass products that are targeting the 60% of the audience, products between the 1 to 2 million bracket. That's where we're going to find a fight and a struggle. But that's where we try and get minimum pricing. See, next week I will talk about products in that segment, because people did make profit in JVC at a certain stage in life. People did make products in probably a product that I would never talk about. Azizi Riviera, they did make profit. They make high ROIs, about 10%. They bought a studio for 500,000, selling for 750,000. It's renting out for close to 80,000 rooms. Reselling it is a whole different story. I don't know, and I tell that honestly to people. So I will talk about products like these, and that's meant for a different audience, right? And I really like this space. So on the roof, this can be used as like an additional room, an office, a gym. It's got a bathroom. There's a nice terrace attached to it. So beautiful floor plan. I love the floor plans of these semi-detached villas. The competition is probably, there are two competitions. One is Farm Grove. Is definitely, the competition is small independent villas. So that's your competition. Your competition is the new launch Grand Polo. So what are the advantages of Grand Polo? Start of the master plan, but the prices are quite steep. It's you're starting with 3-bed independent villas. Oh, I'm not supposed to say this. Okay, I'm not supposed to say the price. I'm sorry. My video will get banned. Okay, I'm not going to say the price. Okay, but that is your competition. If you want more information, do schedule a call, and I can give you a good comparison. And the third comparison is actually Aura. So this is on the border of Dubai and Abu Dhabi. So I made this video talking about Abu Dhabi versus Dubai. So this will be at the border of Dubai and Abu Dhabi. There's a private beach. There's an entire community with a school, hospital, with the richest man in Egypt, Mr. Cyrus. He's a very revered. He is the Emaar, the Alabar of Egypt. You know, highly revered, trusted personality. So I think if you do an analysis between these products, you are moving towards a very safe investment. So I'm unable to tell you which is the best investment because that completely depends on your investment objective. So if you schedule a Zoom call, I have a team. So hi, I'm Mohammed Zohaib. I've been doing this for 15 years. I was born and raised in Dubai. I started my career with Emaar. Today I run a company called 3X Capital. The objective is to service my investors. So I've got 15 consultants. Purely, they are just consultants focusing on each client that calls. So how it's going to work is we're going to schedule a call. It's going to be my consultant. I'll be buddying with him. So whether it comes to setting up a company, tax optimization, what are the best schools in Dubai, how to settle in Dubai, these are what we provide. And then we build a strategy. So I have a bit of a corporate relocation background. So I enjoy this process where I build an itinerary, build a strategy, and not just sell, you know, because like I said, I'm in here for the long term. I want to build relationships. So we will help you build a strategy, understand your objective, and hopefully find you your ideal investment. Thank you for watching. Mohammed Zohaib.